Dan, do you like the MCU Guardians of the Galaxy films?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, who doesn't? They're funny, right?
They're good,
funny
right?
ones.
There's 2, and there's a 3rd one happening, and a Christmas special coming. And now you got this game, which, while it doesn't tie in with the MCU movies, it does sort of look a bit like them, I have to say.
Is it funny?
And yeah, it's got a good sort of sense of humour. It's got some good banter between the characters, as much as I hate the word banter.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
It's a good way to describe it.
Camaraderie.
Camaraderie. Yeah, I like that.
Let's not dumb ourselves down.
Yeah. So anyway, I basically had the chance to play the game for almost 2 hours recently.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I completed the demo in 140. I was told it would take about 2 hours, but, you know, I'm brilliant, obviously.
That's the weirdest flex I've ever heard.
Yeah, right. I got through it quick. But anyway, yeah, you play as Star-Lord and you've got the other Guardians with you. You've got Drax, Rocket and Gamora and Groot, obviously. And yeah, the hands-on demo I played, you're going to pay a fine at Nova Corps outpost. And you arrive there and discover that everything's not as it should be. And you end up fighting these Nova Corps fellas, who it seems have been possessed.
They've been quite cagey on the story because they want to keep it a secret, right?
Yeah.
When I saw it, they were like, yeah, this happens, but we don't want to tell you why it happens. And it's like, okay.
The demo doesn't really give much away. Like, you see, you see stuff, but it's not really clear what's going on. So even with the hands-on, even with the press, they're still being a bit cagey and playing their cards close to their chest. So basically all I knew...
enough.
Sorry?
Fair enough. I mean, it's a single-player game, right? You don't want to blow your load.
No, absolutely.
Before it's out.
Yeah, fair play to them. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to sort of learning more about the story when I play it. And it's out next month. So yeah, exciting. It's out really soon. But yeah, I got to play for a while and I enjoyed it. You can issue commands to each member of the team independently.
Yeah, each one's mapped to a face button, right?
Yes.
Basically.
Yep, so you hold down, I think you hold down a bumper and it brings up a little pop-up menu, and it's quite straightforward.
And each person has 4 moves, right? So it's almost like...
Yeah.
You've got 4 characters, 4 moves each, so you got like 16 special abilities kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And you can customise each character as well with different outfits, and some of them are sort of little nods to the MCU or the broader kind of comic book lore. But there is kind of a lot of echoes of the Marvel movies, like Star-Lord's red jacket and his helmet, and kind of the way Rocket is and stuff is very like the movies. Even the Milano, the ship there, kind of looks like the movie version a bit.
Well, I mean, the movie version's based on the comics, right? Which I'm assuming this is what this is based on. So.
Guardians of the Galaxy were kind of obscure before the movie came out. They weren't a very well-known kind of Marvel property, to be honest. I mean, Rocket Raccoon, if you remember, popped up as an extra character in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and that, I like to think of myself as a bit of a comic book geek. That was the first time I'd ever heard of Rocket Raccoon.
Really?
I was like, what? Who is this? Yeah. So, you know, fairly obscure.
That gun is nuts.
I mean, they're not obscure anymore, obviously, because everyone, you know, knows about them.
Of course. And now they've got a game made by Eidos Montreal, who made Deus Ex, which is a fantastic game that everyone should play anyway, regardless of Guardians.
Exactly, and it seems like they've learnt their lesson a bit with Marvel's Avengers, because, like you say, this is resolutely single-player. Like, no microtransactions, no multiplayer facets or online element whatsoever.
I actually really love the character designs.
Me too, and the voice acting matches as well. It works really well. Like, it's not
They've got some big actors in, right?
Yeah, exactly. They have, yeah, and it's its own thing. I remember I went back and actually read your preview, and you kind of hit the nail on the head, you know. They're kind of doing their own thing. They're sort of taking influences from the comics, from the movies, but coming up with their own sort of blend. And, yeah, I think it works based on what I've played so far.
And also, Rich, I love music, and there's so much great 80s music in this.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to talk about it, weirdly, but like it's literally on screen at the moment, some of the tracks, but they're...
I think those are tracks made for the game, right?
Yes, I was about to say, because otherwise that'd be like, don't really talk about all the music. Oh,
but
look, there's all the music.
But there are some really cool 80s tracks, like pop stuff.
The space scene's Rich.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get to play this, actually, unusually.
Okay.
So
yeah, we should point out that this is B-roll, there's no capture.
Yeah. This is a instance where you find a Nova helmet, and this is one of these choice and consequence moments where if you speak into the helmet, you'll kind of alert everyone sooner than you otherwise would. If you shut up, you can sneak through the station for a bit longer.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool. I like that. I don't know how broad those kind of choice consequence decisions are going to be, whether they have a lasting impact sort of later. I don't know.
So based on when I saw it, which was around E3, wasn't it, right?
Yeah.
Basically, there is a beginning and an end, and like you make choices that affect the path, but they're telling the story. That was what they were saying.
Okay.
They're the professional story writers. Whereas, so they're just giving, you can basically flavour your experience with your kind of your choices, but it's still their story to tell. That's basically what they said.
I'm fine with that.
So yeah, absolutely, me too. I do love choice and consequence. I don't really think it's necessary in a Guardians game.
No.
So like for me, like I'd want a good story, some good combat, and some great music. That's kind of what I want from a Guardians game.
Yeah, exactly. And the combat's really cool, actually.
It looks like they're delivering that. I didn't play it. Obviously, you did. So
I did. Yeah, it's nice, kind of crunchy combat. There's some good melee attacks and stuff as well. And there's this little active reload when your weapon sort of overheats. If you hit it in that green area, if you hit the trigger again, you'll keep firing and have a bit of a boost for a couple of seconds to your projectiles. There's no aim down the sights, which I found a little bit weird. Took some getting used to.
It's a Guardians game, right? It's an arcade game, right?
Yeah, just I'm used to aiming though. You know, I'm used to holding the left trigger or whatever to aim first. So just holding the trigger feels kind of odd to me.
Mate, I'm a from the hip fire in most games. Just like run around a corner.
Then it's perfect for you. Then it's perfect.
Lovely stuff.
You got elemental shots as well. You would have seen earlier in the video. He was blasting enemies with ice. And mechanisms as well. You can like jam doors if there's a sort of mechanism. You can freeze it.
Was this the space station you're talking about?
This is actually the entrance
with the helmet.
With the helmet and stuff. So that's a bit later on. This is actually as you enter the station. And
is that a llama?
And this is a blue llama who's chewing through some cable array on the ship.
Okay.
I think he features heavily because I've seen him in a lot of kind of key art and screenshots. That blue space llama.
So, also, Rich, we were talking just before we started recording about your headline for the sites for your written preview, and we were talking about, you were telling me that it's not Marvel's Mass Effect.
Because, some people have started sort of saying that it looks like it could be kind of Marvel does Mass Effect.
But there are relationships, right, with the crew members? Yeah,
but I don't think it's as kind of involved as Mass Effect is, you know. There are no romances or anything like that. So I think if you went in expecting Mass Effect, you'd be a bit
Rich,
like...
there is a romance. Because Gamora and Quill are, dating. They might not be in this, actually. So,
well, that's what I'm thinking, yeah. I don't get the impression that that's going to be something that you can pursue. I don't know. No. I might be wrong, but I don't get that impression at all. And it's not been mentioned.
I think it'd be hard, personally, but, you know.
Oh, you may notice as well, actually, in combat, some enemies have a little bar underneath their health. That's a stagger bar, like in Sekiro.
Okay.
So you can stagger enemies and leave them open to kind of punishment. And you sort of get these combos as well, which you can see, these words like amazing and stuff. And as you fill that bar underneath, that gives you ability points so you can upgrade your characters. And also you can collect resources, and Rocket will craft you perks at the workbench and stuff. So there's quite a lot to this.
The music super move as well.
Yeah, the huddle. So you get the Guardians together and you give them like motivational words to help them, and then the music will kick in, you get a health boost, all your cooldowns will be kind of sped up, and it'll just be badass. You can just start kicking some ass. It's fun. It's really, really cool. I had some great moments with it where like an 80s tune just kicked in. I'll be like, oh, this is really cool. This is fun.
Lovely stuff, Rich.
So,
when's it out?
It's out on, I believe, October 26th for Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PC. And it's looking good. I'm really looking forward to playing the full thing. I like what I played.
Yeah, likewise. As a big fan of shooting, Marvel, and music, this is right up my alley.
Yeah. So
and space. I like space, Rich.
Space, sci-fi, Marvel, shooting, boom. What's
Happy
not to
days.
like? Lovely stuff.
Lovely stuff.
Well, anyway, that was Guardians of the Galaxy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers, folks. Bye.
Bye.